supposed to kick it and have dinner the day Pimp was discovered. So Too Short went to the hospital to try and get answers, but no one would tell him anything. Over the next few years, Too Short tried to find out more about what happened, but no one would give him any straight answers, and Too Short says it still bothers him. Even though he has no idea what happened, Too Short thinks it's kind of sketchy that so many celebrities die in hotel rooms alone. The value of an artist's work always goes up after they die. So according to Too Short, you should always be suspicious when a famous person suddenly dies with no witnesses around. A Pimp C affiliate named Azelio said that he thinks Pimp C was murdered. In an interview, Azelio said that he doesn't believe the official story because he also has sleep apnea and has even started choking in the middle of the night. Azelio admits it's not a great experience, but he never came close to dying from it. Azelio also has a similar theory to Too Short and said that every time an artist with a big voice tries to speak up, the media tries to discredit them and make them look like a drug addict. Right before he died, Pimp called out record labels for turning artists against each other and also exposed some big names in the music industry for allegedly being gay. So Azelio and others think that could have played a role in his death. Orlando Brown from That's So Raven also thinks that the story about Pimp C overdosing on lean was all a setup. After blowing up on Disney Channel, Orlando got into making music, and Orlando's mom had connections to UGK. She got in touch with Pimp C, who agreed to be Orlando's mentor and show him the ropes. So, Orlando Brown was around Pimp C for about 5 or 6 years before he died. In an interview with No Jumper, Orlando said that he never saw Pimp C sit lean the entire time he was around him. The worst thing he saw Pimp do was drink a glass of red wine, and that was only a few times.
He never did lean around me. Listen, Chad only did, red wine, a cup of red wine like twice.
So, Orlando thinks that someone planned to lean on him when he died. Orlando also says that he doesn't want to go into detail out of respect to the family, but Orlando Brown claims that he knows for a fact Pimp C didn't die the way everyone says he did. Another rapper that Pimp C mentored named 17 has a different theory about what happened though. When asked about it during an interview, 17 said that Pimp C's death was more like an assassination than an overdose. According to 17, it wasn't the lean that killed him, and he claims someone slipped something in Pimp's drink. He doesn't go into much detail, but 17 made it clear that he believes Pimp C's death was a planned hit and not an accident. So, many of people who were around Pimp C right before he died believe that he was secretly murdered. But most of them either don't know what happened or they're keeping quiet out of respect for the family. But there is one dude who claims he knows exactly who poisoned Pimp C and even pointed him out in a photo. Pimp C's cousin Edgar did an interview where he opened up about the situation and broke down what he heard from a reliable source. According to Edgar, there was a group of people in the hotel room the night Pimp died, 2 men and a woman. When Pimp went to the bathroom, one of the dudes told the rest of them he was going to play a prank on Pimp. Then, the dude slipped something in his drink. When Pimp C came back and took a sip, he immediately started throwing up blood. Edgar believed the story because he saw with his own eyes there was blood all over the bed where Pimp died. Edgar thinks that the only reason the autopsy didn't explain what really happened is because they only tested for drugs and not poison. The coroners already thought they knew what happened, so they just blamed it on sleep apnea because he didn't have enough.
That's stupid. What the fuck is wrong with him? He's a black man. Y'all pissing me off.
They didn't give a damn fuck.
So y'all didn't even rule it out. Oh, y'all stupid fuck.
They even posted a picture of the alleged killer.
He had to be doing drugs now.
Oh yeah, of course you're not gonna give him a poison test. Why would this black man?
Who's gonna poison him?
Who's gonna poison this big guy? Oh, you son of a bitch!
He died the same way as Pimp.
Wait, hold on, come back on. Who died like Pimp? See, now this is juice, bitch. This is how you do a fucking show. This is how you do a show.
And his brother.
This is how you do a conspiracy show, bitch.
Exactly.
They were both involved with
have facts.
And ended up getting taken out. That wasn't the only bomb that Edgar dropped. He also suggested that Pimp C's wife, Shannara, might have been involved because she was acting very strange right before his death. Edgar was supposed to go with Pimp C to LA. Whenever they traveled together, they always had connected rooms in case there was an emergency. But on that particular trip, Pimp C's wife, Shannara, told him that Edgar had to work and he couldn't make it to LA. Edgar didn't have to work and told Shannara that he was planning on coming. So right away, Edgar knew something was up. Edgar also claims that Pimp and Shannara got into a big fight on the way to LA over a Bentley. Pimp wanted the car service to take him to the airport, but Shannara wanted to drive the Bentley and leave it in the parking lot. Pimp thought that was a bad idea because he didn't want to leave an expensive whip like that in the public parking lot.
All right,
but Shannara made it a big deal. So they took the Bentley. Not only did they park it at the airport, but they also left it in the tow zone. So Pimp had to call Edgar and ask him to move it. But instead of letting Edgar do it, Shannara decided to fly all the way back to Texas to move it herself, leaving Pimp all alone by himself in LA. If either Edgar
Get the fuck off the door.
MC in LA, he might still be alive. But because Pimp was alive,
beat your ass.
The alleged killer was able to poison him and get away with it. That made Edgar question whether Shannara had something to do with it or not. Shannara knew that if Edgar was there, he might have been able to stop what happened. So she lied.
Nobody cares.
To work.
Hush.
It's also sketchy that she demanded they drive the Bentley to the airport when they could have easily hired a driver. Plus, there was no reason for Shannara to fly all the way back to Texas when Edgar could have easily moved the car for him. The whole thing just didn't add up. It seemed real sketchy. Pimp C's wife Shannara also had a falling out with the rest of Pimp C's family after he died. After Pimp passed away, Shannara was put in control of his estate, so she was in charge of his money and all his business matters. But after about 9 years, one of Pimp's kids, Chad Jr., filed a lawsuit to have Shannara removed after she messed up the finances. The lawsuit claims that all the bills were unpaid, expensive jewelry was missing, and Pimp C's former mansion in Port Arthur, Texas, was in foreclosure. They even repossessed the Bentley because Shannara
Quit, cat.
$2,800 per month payment. Shannara argued that she had invested her own money into keeping Pimp C's name alive, but without him around to perform and make music, but the lawyers presented evidence that Shannara spent $150,000 between 2011 and 2013, and another $80,000 over the next 2 years. That money was supposed to go to all his family members, not just her, but none of Pimp's kids never saw any of it. Public records also showed Pimp C's estate owed $7.2 million in back taxes and $5.1 million to former UGK manager Byron Hill. Plus, the judge found that there was $150,000 worth of jewelry and other assets missing that Shannara couldn't explain. Pimp's son, Chad Jr., started to get angry when Shannara dropped 3 Pimp C albums after his death and was showing up at red carpet events. Shannara claimed that she never saw any money from the music, and all of it was spent trying to keep the Pimp C brand alive. But the judge was buying the story and removed Pimp C's wife, Shannara, from managing
Get the fuck away from the door, bitch.
Based on how she
You think
spent
I'm playing
Pimp's
with you?
money
I'm finna
after
fuck
he
you up,
died.
bitch.
Some people
I'm
believe
finna whoop
Shannara
your
might be
ass.
part of the conspiracy that
Stop fucking
happened.
with the door.
There are also plenty of other theories about what might have happened. Some people believe
What the fuck is your
Shannara
problem?
didn't act alone, and
Come
Bun
here.
B might have also been in on the plan.
Come here.
According to some associates, Pimp
Come here,
C
son.
and Bun B were never really close friends like that. They just started rapping together in Port Arthur
Yeah.
and created a major wave. But
Get
over
the
the
fuck away from the
years,
door,
they
huh?
started to grow apart.
Why you at the door?
Especially after Pimp went to jail.
the door.
According to Pimp
Why
C's
you
homie,
at the
Pimp
door?
again, toward the end, Pimp C and Bun B didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things. Bun B was more like a politician and was very careful about his words and who he offended. But Pimp C was the exact opposite and spoke his mind no matter who he offended. Over the years, it started to get in the way of business, so Bun B was looking for a way out of UGK. Pimp C's artist 17 also claimed that Bun and Pimp had a secret beef that no one knew about. According to 17, he lived with Pimp C right up until his death. For the 11 months they were staying together,
DingDingDing.com. Play over 1,000 free-to-play casino games. From original games to top provider games. All games are free. Enjoy the best live.
Pimp and Bun were not on speaking terms. 17 was one of the people who went to the coroner to identify Pimp's body and saw everything that happened. He still believes that Bun B was somehow responsible for Pimp C's death and has made YouTube videos exposing him for having his homie sacrificed. It's a pretty wild rumor, but Bun B did gain a lot from Pimp passing away, and he went on to have a successful solo career. Maybe deep down, Bun B knew he could never take things to the next level with Pimp C always going against the industry. So, Bun B decided to get rid of him. But the theories go even deeper than Bun B and Pimp's wife Shannara. Some people even think that Jay-Z and Jay Prince are responsible for putting a hit on Pimp C. Jay-Z and UGK were together on the track Big Pimpin', which was a huge hit with both East Coast and Southern hip-hop fans. Big Pimpin' is now considered a hip-hop classic, but the song almost didn't even happen. Bun B was the one who came up with the idea to do a song with Jay-Z, but Pimp C was against the idea. Pimp was a huge Tupac fan, and Jay was close friends with Biggie. Pac and Jay-Z had dissed each other in the past, and Pimp C was such a big fan of Pac that he didn't want to do a song with anyone who had issues with him like Jay-Z. But Bun B and the label eventually talked Pimp C into doing it. But even after they started working on the song, Pimp C almost shut it all down again because he didn't like one of Jay's lyrics. According to Kiambo Joshua, an A&R who used to work at Rockefeller, Pimp C almost didn't get on the track because he thought Jay was rapping about playing with himself. On the song, Jay rapped, "In the cut where I keep them, till I need a nut, till I need to beat the guts. Then it's beat, then I'm picking them up, let him play with the dick in the truck." Pimp C misheard the last bar and thought Jay was talking about jerking off in the truck. Pimp told the A&R Kiambo that he couldn't get on the song with the dude who was talking about jerking off in a rap song and called it career suicide. The song still came out.
Period.
Right away, Pimp C and Jay-Z
That's what
didn't
it
get
sounded
along.
like to me.
But supposedly, the beef was even deeper than that. There are even rumors that Pimp C had a secret sex tape with Beyonce that he was threatening to release. Pimp can confirm in an interview that Pimp had a sex tape with a huge star in the music industry. He didn't say who it was, but he did say it was a famous R&B singer who was with the dude who was known for getting a lot of money at the time. Pimp and Ken even said that the tape was better than the famous Kim K and Ray J video, and it was easily worth millions. So Pimp wanted to put it out and make bank. Around the time Big Pimpin' came out, Jay-Z had just started dating Beyonce. Some people believe that might have been the real reason Pimp didn't want to get on the song with him, because he thought Jay might find out about the tape. There's also a rumor that Jay Prince stepped in to confiscate the tape. Jay Prince was the founder of the legendary label Rap-A-Lot Records. Pimp C was signed to Rap-A-Lot, and Jay Prince was well respected in both the streets and the music industry. So according to the rumor, Jay-Z and Beyonce's team reached out to Jay Prince to help get the tape back from Pimp so he couldn't release it. Pimp agreed to hand it over, but they also thought he might have another copy. The fact that Pimp C showed it to Pimp and Ken proved that other people knew about the tape, which made Jay and Beyonce pretty mad. So according to the conspiracy theory, Jay Prince met with them to discuss the solution, which is when the rumor claims they all decided to take out Pimp C. Some people even think that Jay Prince kept a copy for himself to use as leverage in case he needed a favor from Jay and Beyonce. That's another wild rumor, and there isn't much proof to back it up, but a lot of people do believe that Jay Prince was involved in Pimp C's murder. A dude who claimed he grew up with Pimp C went viral for making a video claiming that Jay Prince was responsible for taking out his homie Pimp C.
I really believe that Jay Prince Sr. had my buddy Pimp C killed.
The dude claims that when Pimp got out of jail, he was not happy with his Rap-A-Lot record deal. Pimp C also didn't like the way Jay Prince was moving and decided to make a diss about it. On the album, Pimp allegedly aired out a lot of bad things that Jay Prince was doing and said some disrespectful things. Not long after that, Pimp C ended up dead, and the dude in the video also claims Jay Prince did the same thing to Takeoff from the Migos. If that story's true, Jay Prince was probably pretty mad that his own artists would go against him like that. There's even another rumor that Jay Prince once Pimp C's life after he was kidnapped by Master P. Master P worked with UGK on the song Break 'Em Off Something back in '96. Supposedly, Pimp never got paid for it, so he started taking shots at Master P. According to the rumors, Master P and his goons ran up to Pimp's hotel room and pistol whipped him. Master P then allegedly called Jay Prince to get permission to kill Pimp C. Jay Prince said no, and even banned No Limit from parts of Texas for a while. So if what the dude in the video said is true, Jay Prince was probably furious that Pimp would diss him after he already saved his life. So there's all kinds of theories about who might have called the hit on Pimp C, but some fans think the conspiracy goes all the way to the top and that Pimp C was actually taken out by the Illuminati. Pimp C was known for speaking out against the music industry and airing out artists and executives for allegedly being gay. Right before he died, Pimp went on a wild rant in Ozone magazine where he took shots at Neo and Russell Simmons for being secretly gay. Pimp also talked about how rappers used to dress like gangsters, but now everyone was wearing V-neck sweaters and fruity socks. Pimp also called out Pharrell Williams for starting the trend and even dissed the entire city of Atlanta for not being part of the South. On top of that, Pimp C also called out record labels and accused them of making artists as dumb as possible. He said the label execs were scared of artists getting together, forming a union, so they kept everyone divided. But Pimp C was working with Jay Prince to sit down with other big artists from the South and was trying to get everyone on the same page. According to the people around him, Pimp came out of prison with a whole new mentality and went on a mission to expose the industry and bring everyone together. So some people find it suspicious that right after Pimp went on that wild rant, he ended up dead. Sadly, the world might never know the truth about what really happened to Pimp C. Even if there isn't a whole lot of proof to back up some of the theories, everything around his death was pretty sketcy, and even his close friends and family members still want answers. But even if someone did kill Pimp C, they did a pretty good job of covering their tracks. So it's one of those stories that might never get solved.
Yes, sir.
Pimp C.
From a drug dealer in South Carolina who flipped his truck during a high-speed pursuit, and a Florida Highway Patrol officer who skidded off the road during this wild chase, to a black Yukon that was shooting sparks at tailing police officers, and much more. Here are 7 police dashcam moments you wouldn't believe if not filmed. LaQuandra Borden could have gone home with a small fine. All the 25-year-old had to do was apologize and return some stolen merchandise to Walmart. Instead, she decided to run and is now serving 7 years in prison for first-degree assault and battery. It began around 10:30 a.m. on November 10th of 2015. Officers in Horry County, South Carolina, responded to a local Walmart after the manager caught LaQuandra and her friend, 36-year-old Chastity Stokes, shoplifting. Officers stopped their black Jeep and detained both women outside the store. As the story goes, multiple cameras and employees saw LaQuandra and Chastity loading over $2,000 worth of merchandise into plastic tubs in their shopping cart. Then they tried escaping the store through the garden center exit, only to be stopped by a manager. During their conversation, police allowed LaQuandra to return to her car to get something. Their first mistake was giving this woman the benefit of the doubt. There's no way she'll try to run while surrounded by police, right? During the scuffle, one of the officers discharged his weapon, striking LaQuandra in the arm. She drove off as they scrambled